Hey, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I'm Wood, and in this series okay, let's summon first. Let's summon. Let's pull some shards. Hey, thanks for joining me. I promise we'll get back to the series. We're doing a free-to-play versus budget series, and we're on day 17. So thank you for watching. I thought if you wanted to open the video to see what I got on the shard pulls, then I'll take care of that first. We'll get that out of the way, and then we'll head over to the free-to-play and the budget accounts. But on my main account, I have to pull some shards for the Wixell fusion. So I was wrong, guys. My prediction, and I guess it was kind of, I'm glad I was wrong. I'm happy to be wrong in this case. Really happy to be wrong. But I thought we were going to have to pull 14 sacreds. I thought it was going to be around 7,000 points to get the epic. And fortunately, it is not. I'm going to go over here and go into the event. Now, don't get mad. I'm going to show you. But I pulled one off camera, but it wasn't off camera. I was recording it. I'll play the video of the first one I pulled. It wasn't that interesting. I will play the video of the first shard. For technical reasons, I did one first. But yeah, we go down through the summon rush here, and look, 5,400. That is not too bad. That is really not too bad. 11 sacreds is a lot, but in the past, I think these have been a little higher than that. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but my prediction was that they were going to inflate this one a little and really push this epic kind of over to this territory. So I'm happy that it's where it is, because probably just because of the expectation. 11 sacreds is still a lot of sacred shards, but my expectation was that this was going to be quite a bit higher, and so I'm glad it wasn't. And So we're going to go for the epic, but I really also value these legendary books. And when you go this far in a summoning event, you know, I don't like to just get here to the rare. I think I could finish the fusion with just getting the rare. I think I could probably the current dungeon divers that we're on, you know, those are pretty taxing on your gems and everything for energy, but I think I could do it if I really pushed. But I want the option not to have to do at least that one Dungeon Divers event, and then if I pick up a couple of copies of the rare, the extra, then I'm okay with that. So because I was planning on summoning 14, that would have gotten me up to this mythical tome anyway. So I think we're going to at least get the legendary books, and then depending on what we summon, I'd really like to get this mythical tome also, because I still don't have my Lady Mikage fully booked, and I'd like to do that on the next CVC. So let's go in. I will show you. Right now, I'll show you the first sacred shard that I opened. Okay, so that being the first one, that one, you know, just an Illusinia, not too big of a deal. This is going to be interesting though. So for the next few months, I think a lot of people are going to be missing out on some 4-star chickens. We've been using epics for 4-star chickens for so long. Now where we're going to be plus 1ing, plus 2, you know, plus 4ing our epic champions. For a while, I think we're going to be using a lot of those epics to plus 4 our epics, and we will probably be missing out on some 4-star chickens that we've been using for training. So that'll be kind of interesting too. So first of all, before we get started on the sacreds, I really don't like this number being at 27. I'd rather have that be sort of at a 25. For some reason that feels good to me. I don't know. So you have to decide what we're going to do on the progressive chance here. I have Sun Wukong. Obviously, I've been playing long enough. I did the Razzlevarg fusion. I can't remember if he was a fragment or a fusion or a traditional fusion, but I use both of them. I really like both of them, and I would like to have some more of these in Skinwalkers for faction guardians. but this guy's new. I can't remember his name. He's new, and he's kind of a more offensive version of a Duchess with a turn meter, and he's got a pretty good revive also. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we put him in on the progressive. Although I really like Kaja also, and I do not have her. I think Kaja is really good. I think she's very useful in live arena. More so if you have Timid, but I think she's pretty good on her own. She has her revive with Timid is spectacular. It's 100% turn meter for the full team, but even without him, it's a 50% turn meter, and that's a good revive for arena. But I don't really have the best reviver for Sylvan Watchers, and I think he might be useful in arena. There's a lot of interesting stuff that he does, and so I think he's going to be my option. Not that I'm too worried about getting him on a progressive chance anyway, but on the off chance that we get one, it might be good. And then I'm going to put I think this is Lethalin. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put Deacon in there. I'd like to +4 my Deacon, just because. So we'll lock that in on the Ancient Shards. Let's pull 2 Ancients just to get that down to a 25. That's like it's not really a round number. Get a Grave Chill Killer. And what do we get? Hey, an Eris. I like Eris because she is in my main clan boss team. Alright, and I already locked in here. See, this is at 22. I think I better pull 2 Void Shards just to get that down to an even 20. Right? I know, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm trying to avoid having to pull an extra Sacred Shard to be able to get that mythical skill tome. So there's a little bit of a method for my madness. I'd like to just save 1 Sacred Shard out of these. So we're going to pull a couple of Voids. Oh, we get an Epic? That's against the odds. Hey, my Whisper's about to get a +2. I think my Whisper's already a +1. That's nice. All right, very good. See, lucky. I was just lucky right there. And a rare. Okay, there's the other reviver in the Sylvan Watchers. Obviously, Elva's great, but I don't have an Elva, so very good. All right, let's open 1 primal. We'll put in the same here. Just 1 primal. I know I should be waiting on this, but we'll lock that in. Make that 10. So see, I have all these round numbers. And a Diabolist that I could have just farmed. Okay, here we go. Let's do lock those into. Let's do some Sacred Shards. Okay, so now because I've already pulled 1, we're gonna go for 11 here. So we're gonna have 9 when we finish. Oh, legendary right off the, and it's a Roxanne. Okay, so so this blows, well, it doesn't blow it away. My last legendary I pulled last weekend from an Ancient Shard was a Roxanne. Now I have 2. He was a new one for me. That's hilarious. Why would we get 2 in a row that are the exact? What are the odds of that? Of 2 different shards? I mean, I know I've heard that you can't pull back to back on the same type of shard. I've heard that you can't pull back to back same legendary from a sacred or from the similar shard. But I guess on different shards you can. But why? That is so weird. So weird. I'd get the same legendary in 2 weeks. Oh, it's so strange. If it was a champion chase, this would give us a lot of points, but same points as if this was an epic. So Roxanne. Now I've got 2 Roxanne. I'll be able to go into my Lizardmen and put him in my Faction Guardians now. So I guess that's good. That's so weird. So weird. Am I wrong about, like, what are the odds of that? All right, let's get something else good. Hey, Claude Beast Feeder. I do use a Claude, so I can use a Claude. I have one built. I use him in Centranos for a couple of stages. Maybe Claude gets a +1. Get some more HP, some more defense. Another epic. We got the Bellhead. Pharsalis grave dirt. He's good at digging graves, just really, really excellent at digging graves. And look at this, got the candles in the shield. Shield shaped like a casket, candles on the shoulders. He's fantastic. What else do we have? It's Infernal Baroness. I have never built an Infernal Baroness. Very cool, just like all the demon spawn. Very cool aesthetic. Okay, so she's got a decreased attack on an AoE. It's only a 75% chance though. Like that to be more reliable. And then you've got Veil on one ally for, at least it's 3 turns, but it's only on a 4-turn cooldown. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, there's a reason I've never built an Infernal Baroness before. All right, let's see what we have here on this one. Another epic, a Lich. Lich is used for the Rosin fusion. He's a good turn meter reducer. Increases his own defense. Yeah, in this ascended skill, he attacks one enemy, decreases the target's turn meter by 100%, places 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. So not only is he decreasing their turn meter by 100%, but also placing the decreased speed. That can be, you know, if you don't have a lot of other turn meter reducing options early game, that can be good. And so what a lot of people tend to do early game is they'll build a Lich up to level 50 because that's what you need him for the Rosin fusion anyway, and then you can use him until you've got the other epics ready to do your Rosin fusion, and he can be useful in, you know, in Spider or something like that where you're trying to reduce turn meter, or in Fire Knight also works out okay if like I said, if you don't have better options. He's not one, he can be tanky though, he's defense based. I would tend to want to build something else if I could, but like I said, if you don't have anything else, he's a good one to build, and 100% reduction is significant. The Buggy-Eyed Gal, Visionary. I love when she's Visionary, but you know, why are these covered? I don't understand that. Visionary's Dark Elf. I've never built a Visionary before. She does have an AoE on her A2. Decreased crit rate and decreased crit damage, so you'll die slower if you have her on your team. Alright, what else? Let's get another legendary. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, Marksman. Actually, he hits kind of hard, but random hits on his A3. He does some turn meter fill on his allies, and he has an extra 25% chance of inflicting a critical hit, so you can build him with a little bit less crit rate, but most people don't build a Marksman. Oh, why? Oh, an Adriel. Adriel was one of my first epics that I had on this account when I first started, and I was so excited when I got an epic, and I was so excited. I thought, oh, she's so good, and she's just not. It's just not that good. Okay, come on, let's get another legendary before we're done here. Come on. Sandlash Survivor can be very good. I haven't seen anybody using Sandlash for a while, but a few years ago when she first came out, she was used a lot in Arena and other places. She'll protect your team, but then put block damage on herself, and so you can build her with a lot of crit damage, and she can actually hit really hard, and when the ally protection is out, it doesn't hurt her. You want to be really careful about using her in Faction Wars, however, because it's a mistake I made. I built her and then I thought, oh, she'll be really good for protecting against the boss. No, because he steals the buffs from your team on that boss for orcs. He steals the buffs from your team, and then he's got the boss and the orcs will steal the ally protection from your team, and then when you do damage to him, you're actually killing Sandlash Survivor after her block damage falls off. So I would not suggest putting her in your Faction Wars team, but she can be very useful in some other places. For like a go second team or something, she'll absorb a bunch of the team's damage, but while having block damage on herself, so she can be very good. Alright, well, let's do 2 more. We have 2 more chances for one more chance for a legendary, Sinacia, see, another one. That's another one that I'll be able to +1. That's good as well. I don't really use Sinacia very much anymore, but I did for quite a while. She can be a hard hitter. So the heal that Sinacia has, it levels the HP of the allies, but then it does a heal after that, and so it can be it's a significant heal. It's very good, and then she also can put one single target's skills on cooldown, but she's got a great AOE on her A1 also. And come on, let's get another sacred on our last one. Oh, that's disappointing. He's the bad bear. No, Ursine. So if you can use the bears together, they kind of complement each other. There's a black bear and a polar bear, and Ursine Ironhide is his brother, and he can he can decrease your crit rate. He's really underwhelming. He's got HP in all battles by 25%, and his AOE puts the decreased crit rate on. So he's not one that, unless you don't have other options, he's not one that you would normally build. Now, I do have also, I almost forgot. It's a good thing I thought about this. Let's see where we're at on the Summon Rush. Okay, we're up to, let's open one more Sacred, just to get that Mythical Tome. First, before I do that, before we open the Sacred, I'm going to open these 2 primals before I forget. We've got 8 hours, and it would just automatically pull them anyway. But I thought I'd do it on the video since we're here. Let's open 2 of these. We're hoping for the new Barbarian. Okay, my Alika gets another +1 here. And let's see, no, another epic, and it's a Tishada. Okay. Well, that's underwhelming also. The Tishada, I've never built a Tishada, but the Alika I do have one built, and actually she's my main damage dealer in my Faction Wars team. So Alika can be very good, and putting a +1 on her will be nice if I don't have it already. Let's look at Alika here. Yeah, and see, I don't even have her. I built her, and I've been running her through Minotaur slowly. I think it's been like a year just to get her levels up, and then I run her through Faction Wars also, but her stats aren't that great. I don't have her built as like a main damage dealer or anything, but she hits really hard for what I have her in, and so a +1 will do her some good. That'll be nice. So we'll take care of that. We've got a 25% chance for a Deacon. Still haven't. It's interesting. And then we've got a 20% chance for this Sylvan Watcher, and I can't remember his name. He has a difficult to pronounce name. So we've got a much better chance now for a Deacon, 25%. So on our next epic, but there's so many epics in the game. It's not that much better of a chance. And then we've also got the 20% on this Sylvan Watcher. Did you see that? Okay, so Bone Keeper on the last one. Sorry, I got mixed up. It's okay. Bone Keeper on the last one. Bone Keeper's not, actually she hits hard, but not somebody that's that crucial to build. So yeah, that gives us, now we can go in here on the Summon Rush, and that gives us our Mythical Tome. Behind me, yeah, you can see there's a feast there. I don't value those, and so it's not worth pulling a Sacred Shard to pick one of those up. But yeah, we'll pick up these. We'll pick up a copy of our epic. The barrels, the barrels can be useful, but I find that I don't use them very often. And then there's our rare 6-star speed glyph. Mythic Charms, 5 of them. 5 Mythic Charms. That's good. I really like those. I'm glad they introduced those to the game. I'll come back and get the energy later. So that's good. I'm okay with that. I know it was a dozen Sacred Shards, but I pulled 13. Yeah, I pulled 13 Sacred Shards, but so a baker's dozen Sacred Shards, and we only got one legendary, but that puts us pretty deep into Mercy. So next time maybe there's a 1+1 event or something. I may try and go for that, depending on how many I have saved up. Now where I'm down to 8, it's a pretty low level or a low amount of sacred shards, and I'm probably uncomfortable with that. I don't like to do 1+1s unless there's another type of event going on that'll give you something. But I already put my second Roxam in the Guardian Ring here, so that's another 10% attack for my Lizardmen legendaries anyway. It's so weird. I find that so odd that I get the same legendary, twice in a row, and really strange. It's as likely to happen as anything, I guess. So, all right. Well, let's go over to the free-to-play account. Okay, so like every day, we have the greenish bluish border around the free-to-play, and then on the budget account we'll have no border. I'm just going to go over a couple of things. Go into the shop and correct it. It's day 17. We're starting day 17 today. Pretty exciting. I was finally able to get both of my Athels on both accounts into some lifesteal gear. It hurt our stats on both Athels to put them in the lifesteal gear. I don't have the best lifesteal gear yet, so we'll keep working on it. But I'm finding that she's finishing campaign fights at least with full health, and she was never doing that before on any of them, because she's taking some hits, and there was no way for her to recover health other than Taragi's heal, which isn't even booked yet, and so I've had a struggle sometimes of keeping her alive, especially on the free-to-play here, of keeping her alive on this account. But now, since having her in the lifesteal gear, I'm finding that she's got full health at the end of the fights, and it wouldn't seem like it would be that big of a deal, because the heal that they get on the lifesteal, it's not that significant of a heal. It's 30% of the damage dealt, and if they're not doing a lot of damage, you wouldn't think that would do very much. But the fights go on long enough that it becomes critical sometimes. So I'm happy about that. We don't have a lot of lifesteal gear collected yet from running the Valdemar Strait. You can see here, that's all I've really kept from running that. But you can see, you can get some, no, that one didn't come. No, that one didn't come. That must have come from Dragon, because you don't get any epic from that. But everything rare and under here has come from Valdemar Strait. So I'm just saving the pieces that look like they might be useful, because I'm going to want to put a few champions here at the beginning. I'm going to want to have several of the champions in lifesteal, just to be able to supplement the healing that Taragi and Adeline are doing. Oh, so the Ash promo code. So Ash just if you don't know who Ash is, you probably don't even play the game. Go on Ash's video that he posted yesterday. He introduces a promo code. He went over 200,000 subscribers, so to celebrate, the game gave him a custom promo code, and I thought that was really nice. I thought that's cool. I put the code in yesterday when I saw it, so I've got 3 hours and 41 minutes until I can do another code. But I'm not going to give away what the code is. I think it's best if everybody go on Ash's channel and look at it for themselves. But just to let you know, there is a code out there, and so if you're going to go get the code, and you're not subscribed to Ash by now, which I can't imagine you're not, but if you're not, subscribe to Ash and so that you have a clean conscience when you enter your promo code. Also, on the budget account, we got up to level 42, which opened our Altar of Souls, and that was kind of cool. It gave us some rewards, just some start out rewards. It gave us one of these Immortal Soul Stones. It gave us, I think, 5 mortals. I had 3 already that were just sort of in there, but we had no access to them. It gave me 1,000 coins and then 500 of these immortal coins, and so now you can go in and look at your merchant. Oh, it gave us 20 essence also, so you could buy a 1-star. If you have one that comes up here, you could buy a 1-star, and And I will be checking this because the rares, you know, if we have a rare or an epic that comes up, that's achievable. I did try and run Iron Twins. You have keys. It costs energy, but you do have keys, and so I don't like that. I don't think anyone likes or has liked that it costs energy and keys. But it's just part of the game now. But I did make an attempt at a Iron Twins run. It didn't work out. But on stage 1 on level 1, I almost got him worked down. Nice thing is we do have a Fenshi on this account, and Fenshi has a decreased speed. If you don't know this about Iron Twins, when you put buffs on yourself, he speeds up. His turn meter moves up, unless he has decreased speed on him. And so you want a decreased speed champion if you're doing this fight in sort of a conventional way. There's a lot of strategies to doing Iron Twins, and I'm not going to go into all of them here, but the main thing is when you're early game, you want to have somebody who does decreased speed. And so our Adlin does decreased speed, and we also have a Fenshi on this account that does decreased speed. And in this case, we've got a couple of Force Champion damage dealers, and they're just not built up enough yet to where I feel comfortable. I think that we'll be able to do stage 1. Even though it's stage 1, it's still pretty difficult content, and only being a couple weeks in, I don't think we're ready for it yet. But I almost made it. It was pretty close. I think it was Force Affinity earlier today. But so that's kind of exciting that we opened up Altar of Souls and maybe get some blessings. I did put in some of the champions that I have on the wish list. You can't put anyone in that you don't have on your roster. So because Adlin is our only legendary, you only see one legendary there. But I put in the rares that I have that I want to be able to get souls for. This used to only be a 10 times, now it's an 8 times, which is better. You do have your wish list come up once in a while when you're pulling souls. I will wait to pull any of these souls though for a time when it benefits us for another event, or that there's a 2 times. Sometimes they have a 2 times for either rank or rarity. I don't know if they've had rarity yet, but I know they have had rank. Daily login rewards for this account. Oh, speed. Look at this. 5-star speed gear. Let's see if we got some speed, and it's epic. Let's see if we have some speed substats on this. I've been so I feel like I've been unlucky on gear so far on both of these accounts. Luckier on some than on others. No speed there. Oh, speed and crit rate on that one. That's good. It's a low roll of speed, but attack, crit rate, and speed. That's nice. That's potentially a good piece for one of the damage dealers. Speed, crit rate, substat, but we've got defense on the main stat. Not the best, but not terrible. Oh, and then a defense main stat on this one. So this will be useful. Just having the speed set gives you, depending on the base speed of your champion, you know, anywhere between 9 and 15 speed. So that's with a defense percent stat, main stat. I don't like the crit damage. If everything went into HP percent on this one when we roll it, that would be ideal. But we're not gonna count on that. So let's go into the free to play and check our daily login and see what speed gear we get on that. I am happy though. We got a couple of those that are good pieces for 5-star anyway, and that'll really help on a couple of the champions that we're building for teams. All right, speed. Look at that. We got speed on that one. That's good. We have no speed, but it is a crit rate glove, which that's pretty valuable. So crit rate with a defense percent. Yeah, so see on this piece, for example, you'd want all of your rolls as you roll it up to 12 to go into the defense percent. Because these two flat stats really aren't going to give you very much of anything. And because you have the defense percent on there, that's what you would want. Flat stat HP, but then you've got speed as one of the substats. and accuracy and percent defense. So all three of those substats are good. And even though the main stat is a flat stat on this one, so you'll hear a lot when you start out playing the game. You'll hear a lot that on these bottom row pieces, for gloves and chests and boots, well, not boots, but especially gloves and chests, you don't want flat stats for your main stat, and that is true for the most part. But in this case, in a very early game account where we've got really good substats, let's say we get 2 rolls into speed on this one, we would want to keep this for a little while. It may not last that long on the account, but we would want to keep it for a while because it will become useful. This HP main stat, especially with someone with really low HP or low base HP, might actually be as good or even better than a percent HP main stat on like let's say it's an attack based champion. You might actually have more survivability with this flat stat. So it's not always true. It's true for the most part that the flat stats on chests and gloves aren't good, but it's not always true. On your top row pieces, you always have flat stats anyway. And on your boots, you want speed, and that's always a flat stat. So you want speed on your boots, especially for the first little while. Eventually, you get to a point, but if you're early on in the game, and you're wondering if I should keep HP percent boots or whatever, if they're 5-star or lower, you're not going to be able to build that champion up enough to where that's going to matter too much. You want the speed on those boots. Later on in the game, if you get some 6-star HP percent or attack percent boots and that has speed and crit rate on the substat or whatever, you'll know by that point that that's a good piece. But when you're first starting out, you really want to try and go for speed on the boots. And if you can't get that, then it's probably better to have a percent substat, a percent main stat on the boots. If you can't get speed, but speed is ideal, especially when you're first starting out. If you're not sure, always default to speed, if that helps. And let's hope that these are speed boots here. Let's see. Oh, flat attack. So this is not good. Flat attack. Okay, so on an attack-based champion, your flat attack is not going to help you at all. And so that's disappointing. Yeah, those boots are kind of disappointing because they've got speed on the substat here, but yeah, those boots are a little disappointing. You've got speed on the substat, but that's really not going to help that much. That's too bad. So you win some, you lose some on those. Like I said, I've been doing as much faction wars as I can on both accounts. Just keep farming Valdemar straight to try and get some food made. As you can see here, we've got a couple of 4-stars made. We've got one ready to be made, and we've got several 3-stars here. So doing okay on food on the free to play. On the budget, we now have, this is almost ready. The sniper here is almost ready to go to a 5-star, so we'll have 2 5-star chickens and a few 4-stars and a couple more 4-stars ready to be made. Yeah, and more 3-stars ready. So we've done better on the budget. And I say this every day, but in case you haven't seen the previous videos, we are extending. We're widening that gap between the free-to-play and the budget, just because, and I attribute all that mostly to the raid card. It's the style of play has been exactly the same. Just for example, one of the things I found enough lifesteal pieces to put on my Ethel on the free-to-play first, and then I thought, I better do that on the budget account just to make things even. So I'm trying to play the exact same play style on both accounts. Obviously, as you diversify champions and things are going to go, you're going to have some RNG that pushes you ahead in one place and you're a little behind on another. But as far as what I'm doing, the decisions that I make, I'm trying to do everything exactly the same to make the budget versus the free-to-play experiment as even as possible, so that you can really see the difference between what you're spending on raid card or daily gem pack, or whatever it might be. You can see the difference. And so I did force some lifesteal pieces onto this Ethel on the budget account also, and it really didn't hurt her that much. It actually hurt her stats quite a bit to do that, but as far as performance goes, she's performing almost the exact same way, and I don't even have the boots leveled up on either account. So as I level the boots up and she gets more speed and gets more crit rate, I was able to find crit rate gloves on both accounts. So that was good. That was all farmed from Valdemar Strait. So I think it's a good idea, especially where we didn't get the starter gear, the starter lifesteal gear on either account. It's been good. It's been a good strategy to farm the lifesteal from Valdemar Strait. So we will keep going on both of these accounts. I hope it doesn't hurt us too much in Clan Boss. I'm gonna do a Clan Boss key here. You can see how normal I 2-keyed on the budget account. So I'm sure we'll easily 1-key the budget on easy here. Let's just see. Now that we have the quick battle, we can just take a look at it. We don't have to watch the whole thing. Okay, yeah, so actually that was better. Yeah, a lot better. Yeah, the lifesteal gear is helping. Lifesteal gear is helping a lot. Even though her stats went down, she'll survive a lot longer in all the battles. So that's good. Yeah, I'm encouraged by that we were able to at least put one set of lifesteal gear together. Yeah, after farming Valdemar Strait there for a few days, getting enough lifesteal gear just to be able to put one set together on our main damage dealer, and so I think that's huge. We'll keep farming there for a little while until we can get lifesteal on maybe our debuffers and possibly not Taragi, but maybe. I don't think it's out of the question that you put it on Taragi also. That'll help him stay alive longer, where he's taking extra damage because of his ally protection, and we'll put War Master on him so that he'll heal up during the clan boss fights. So I don't think it's out of the question to put the lifesteal on Taragi also, and then his heal and Adeline's heal will supplement that for the fights. And I think we'll have a pretty good clan boss team, and we'll be able to move into hard pretty soon. Actually, I'll do one key on hard also on both accounts today. I did get, it's funny, I noticed yesterday on my main account, I always do one key in hard because I can, I one key the other three, and then I had one key in hard day before yesterday, and yesterday I picked up a void shard from hard. It's not very often that it happens. It's an extremely rare drop, but it does happen. I think it's about once a month on average that I get a void shard from hard Demon Lord. So that's good. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Yeah, you can see that those healing numbers. So she healed up there for about 4,500 health, which she doesn't have that much health. So there's 4,000 on her main hit. So she's probably going to do about that most of the time. So that'll keep her alive quite a bit longer. It'll take up until about turn 20 of the boss, where he'll hit her hard enough that she'll go down in one shot. But I think that's going to keep her health topped off for a while. Yeah, that's encouraging. These first few turns indicate quite a bit when after you've been watching these fights for years. You can kind of tell what's going to happen. And then Taragi protects the team here. But see, after everybody takes a turn, so that's one of the reasons you want to speed tune, is because you want him to go last. You want Taragi to go last before the boss takes his turn, so that the ally protection is up on his next attack. If everybody else takes a turn after Taragi, they lose that ally protection, and it's like it wasn't even there in the first place. So it's kind of, yeah, see everybody else losing health and not recovering it, and you see now Ethel there, she keeps regaining all of her health on her attacks. And Monk is a pretty decent poisoner, but he's going down. Oh, I thought he'd go down on that one. and then Adele. Adeline's heal. The healing power of music. That's what Adele does. Yeah, I thought Monk was going down on that one too. But yeah, he's putting the poisons up. He puts a big version of poison. He gets a lot of extra turns, I've noticed. I do have him fully booked now. Okay, now he's down. I do have him fully booked now, and I've noticed he does a lot of extra turns on that A1 too. So yeah, one goes down, then they all start going down. But you'll see, look, Ethel, she's the healthiest now of all three. Of course, she's level 60. Nobody else is, but I did at times have her going down first in these battles because she wasn't recovering any health on her own, and Taragi and Adeline couldn't keep her alive during the fight. So yeah, the lifesteal really is helping a lot, and like I said, I don't have it leveled up all the way. I don't have her speed where it needs to be. Her speed will be close to what it was before. It's a little lower than what I had her at, like 185, I think. I think she'll be around 180 once I level up the gear. So yeah, this is very encouraging. You can see the power of the lifesteal. Now she's the last one alive. That's never happened. She's never been the last one alive in any of these fights so far. So 2.5 million on the hard difficulty is for this level of account, for only having played for a couple of weeks so far. We're on day 17. That's not too bad. I don't think that gives us a chest yet. It doesn't give us a chest yet, but that's encouraging. Yeah, I'm encouraged by that. Well, I think that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the shard pulls. It's kind of fun to watch, and I always like to watch and see what other people are getting and kind of the crazy things that happens. The crazy things that happen. I don't even understand what the odds would be against getting the same legendary on, two different weekends in different types of shards, but pulling the same legendary one after the other. I don't even know what the odds of that would be, but I pulled a Roxanne last weekend, only legendary I got last weekend. I pulled a Roxanne this weekend, only legendary I got this weekend. Now, I did, and I don't know how I forgot this. Go back to my main account. I did get a really lucky, weird. I had a day last week, and I just YOLO'd one void shard, and this was so insane. Look at that. First Krisk ever on my account, on my main account. And it was just a YOLO of one void shard. I was expecting to get a rare, and I can't remember why I was even doing it. I think it was part of a champ training event or something like that. And I wanted to use some void brews or some dumb reason to pull a void shard, really. But yeah, I YOLO'd one and I got a Krisk. So I did get a Krisk in the middle. But think about that. 3 Lizardmen legendaries out of 3 different, over 2 weeks. I pulled the same Roxanne that I had never had, and then from a void I got a Krisk. Weird luck, really weird luck. I'm happy about it. I'm grateful. Don't think otherwise. But yeah, it's really strange. But yeah, I appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed the shard pulls. It's kind of fun once in a while. I'm not going to be pulling any shards on either of the budget or the free-to-play experiment accounts. Not going to be pulling any shards this weekend for either of those. I'm going to really try and hold out for 2x events for the first few months probably of both of these accounts. We need good quality epics and things like that, and I won't, where I'm not going for the Wixell fusion on either of those accounts. It's just too early. It was too soon. So it would be a really bad idea to pull shards. You talk about gambling. It would be a real gamble to do that. Okay, so that's gonna do it for me today. I think that's enough. I hope you enjoyed the shard pulls. Let me know in the comments if what did you get? Did you have better luck than I did? Did you pull shards this weekend? Did you not? Did you decide not to for some reason? Are you going for the Wixell Fusion? Many questions I have for you if you're watching the video. So put a comment in and let me know what you're doing, where your head is at, what you'd like to see on the experiment, on the budget versus free-to-play experiment. If you have any requests or things that you'd like to see or things that you'd like me to highlight more, if you're having any trouble with early game, if you're a new player, any kind of advice, if you think I might have an opinion on something that you're doing, I'd be happy to hear any comments. If you have any advice for me about what I'm doing, if you think that I'm making a mistake on something, or if I should maybe focus on something else on both of these accounts, let me know what you think. So thank you for watching. I'm Wood, and I appreciate you.